Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. Today is Thursday, the 14th of December 2023, and I've got today this LA Comic Con exclusive, which is not really true since I bought this in China. This is a, what's his name? It's got a name somewhere. Somewhere. No, I think inside it. So this is the Combatants Fight for Fury. This is from, is it Xres Ray Studio? Oh, here we go. Here we go. So, yes, it says Ketuta, nicknamed the Bighorn, ethnic a Mauritianian city, Rome. Okay, some little information there if you want to see that. This is a 1/12 scale sort of rhino man, sort of a beastie. Looks fantastic. I really like the look of it, so I got that. I've got their two Minotaurs on pre-order as well. So I am really looking forward to this. I hope it's really good. I have seen their sort of their gladiators, their Roman soldiers and whatnot, and I'm really tempted, but it's another line. I don't have the space, it's the money. I have to sell so much stuff to start collecting another line, or just stop a line and sell it just to collect new stuff. Anyway, I'm going to unbox them, set them up. I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. Here he is. What a brute of a figure. Before we get into looking at accessories, please consider joining the Patreon link in the top right of your screen. Now, we have prize draws. You see the content first before it's uploaded to YouTube, and you get exclusive content from time to time as well. Okay, let's get a look at his accessories. So he comes with two pairs of alternate hands. He comes with the almost obligatory closed fists, which look pretty cool. He comes with almost obligatory open hands, which again, pretty nice. And really interestingly, he comes with, and I really like this, rhino hoofs for alternate feet, and it's got the left and the right printed in there. Not there's that much difference to them, but that's really quite cool, getting feet as well. Then he comes with that huge, I'm going to call it a mace, that he's got in his hand there as well. Okay, so I'll take that out. We get a look at him now. His hands do have quite good give. They're strong but with give, so you don't get the feeling they're going to break putting this in. This is nice. You got some inking going on the weapon. You could do a bit more on that. Again, you got some inking going on the wood, not a lot, but the handle looks good. Again, you could do a bit more, but just for a production, this is really quite nice. Very, very cool looking. And let's get a close look at this big boy. God, he looks fantastic. Maybe a bit more light, perhaps. There we go. Quite mean looking with a hairy face. The eyes look a bit vicious. Vicious snarl with the mouth. Very muscular. These vicious sort of spiky things around his waist, which you can take these off. You should be able to take that off. This can take that. Yeah, you can take that off. You can take this off as well. Soft goods, as well as this sort of leathery sort of goods here. See the feet that he comes with the standard sort of, I'll say, man or human feet. Back, lovely shading and colouring. Very nice, lovely details on this. Now here's a heavy boy, but he does stand up quite easily, if I'm honest. Very, very strong joints. Let's have a look at his articulation. Go from top to bottom. So head, you get it up, down. It'd be nice if this had more of an upward movement, so you could do sort of a downwards charging. He can turn left and right, and he has a side to side like this as well. And yeah, his mouth opens and closes with a hidden hinge inside. It's not very stiff, that joint, but it's okay. Shoulders, he will go all the way around. He's got a small butterfly joint here, which is nice. Sideways, I am getting 90 degrees, thereabouts. Bicep swivel, he's got a single bicep joint. He doesn't quite get 90 degrees, or actually, I'll take that back. That's just about 90 degrees, which is pretty cool. His hands are, I think, just no, he's on a ball joint. So if you look at the spare hands, they plug into like a double barbell. So he's on a ball joint here, so he does get a, I'm telling you a lie, there's a joint, I can see the joint in there. He does get movement in all directions, but you might have to line the joint up first to see which way he'll go best. Trunk, there's upper body, small, tiny turn. Waist, is there a separate waist turn? Doesn't appear to be a separate waist turn. Hips, wow, that's fantastic. Look at that, full splits. Forwards is all right. Backwards is fantastic, and he's not really turning out that much. There is no thigh turn, but he does turn from the hip a little bit. He has got a double kneecap, really quite tight. A little bit ugly on the knees, but there we go. I think his feet have no boot turn. He gets a nice swivel. He gets a good tippy toe. He gets a small dorsiflexation, but there's no toe articulation. So he is decent articulation, stiff joints, and he holds a pose well. Let's get an idea of how big he is. He's not small. He is a big, big boy. So in centimeters, from foot to the top of his ear is about 20, around about 23 cm to the top of his ear here. Horn will be slightly smaller. Well, let's see how we compare to some other 112 scale figures. First, there's my Marvel Legend that's on my table. That's the Death Dealer from Sanchi, which is not a great figure. And you see that, yeah, he towers above your Marvel Legends. Let's use some big boys now. Mythic Legions. Forgotten his name. Can't pronounce it anyway. The Ogre, who's in green. Now you see, now he's got someone who's at his size, but he is more heavily built than our Mythic Legions Ogre here. I suspect he might have the edge in combat, but he would work really well with Mythic Legions. And then next on the big boys, we use the Warriors of... Is it Warriors of Animal Kingdom? Animal Warriors of Kingdom, sorry. The 112 scale one, the big... He could almost work in that universe too, I think, as well. Does scale well again with this. Now, as you guys know, I do like my toys, all sorts of scales, but mainly I'm a 118 scale collector. So it's time to bring out our unfortunate figure. That's right, there's going to be Sigurd the Survivor. So I think I'll just do the size first, and then I'll do a little pose with them both after. Sigurd, I think this is one too many. Maybe you cannot survive this encounter. He looks a little bit too angry and big for you. But let's get an idea how this scales a 118 scale. Yeah, that's just... that is something you don't want to run into on a dark alleyway or anywhere. In fact, to be honest, Sigurd is dwarfed by him. Could they work together? At the moment, I'm inclined to say no. But if I do an action pose, I'll do it in a second, I might change my mind. Okay, I'm just going to pause this, do an action pose. We'll see what they look like, and they can really work together. Well, in my opinion, we'll see whether they can work together. I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. Okay, I take it back. They can work together. He can just grip him with one hand so well. You see, I've swapped the feet over to the hoofs, the rhino hoofs, and I've changed to an open hand so you could hold him. And it just works so well with 118 to grip those Boss Fight Studio bodies. That. That'll get people talking. They come in the house, see that on the shelf. You know, I could maybe close the mouth a little bit. Yeah, more menacing with it open. Shame a rhino's vegetarian. There was some nice, horrible, well, some teeth to sort of stick out and snarl, but that does look good. What a great release. I can't wait for the Minotaurs to come now. They're going to be this sort of bulk and quality, this sort of great articulation and look. That would be fantastic. I should say that these can actually be taken off as well, these sort of cloth parts here as well, and that one should be able to come off too. Such a cool release. I'm glad I picked that up. Pre-ordered, then got it, so I didn't pay too much. Well, I paid 40 quid maybe, or maybe around £40 perhaps in total, which is pretty damn good for an exclusive, and also not actually going to America and getting it. So thank you, China, and thank you whichever seller that was. I can't remember now. Great release, looks fantastic. If you get a chance to pick one up for a reasonable price, I would recommend it. Whether you're 112 scale, you know, Mythic Legions and fantasy stuff, or whether you're into your 1/18 scale fantasy stuff, will work well. Even if you're into your Animal Wars of the Kingdom as well, it just looks so great with them. Okay, so this is Automatically signing out, saying please like, share, subscribe, again check out the Patreon. I'll see you next video soon. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye bye.